He is known as one of the most emotionally intense actors in Korea, yet also one of the most talked about and controversial names of recent years. And even in 2026, Kim Seon-ho still divides public opinion in a way very few actors can, because while headlines focused on rumors and silence, the people who actually worked beside him tell a very different story, one built on trust, respect, and emotional honesty that rarely makes it into gossip columns. And to understand this fully, we have to go back to Startup, one of the most debated K-dramas of the decade, a drama that not only split audiences because of its storyline but also sparked Kim Seon-ho's explosive rise in popularity, largely driven by the powerful and unforgettable chemistry he shared with Suzy on screen, because from the very beginning of filming, Suzy made it clear that Kim Seon-ho is not a typical co-star, explaining in interviews that unlike many actors who focus only on their own performance, he constantly observed his scene partners, listened carefully, and adjusted his emotions based on the energy of the moment, often asking if a certain feeling felt real or if a scene felt emotionally comfortable, something that created an unusually deep sense of trust between them. And what caught fans' attention even more was how Suzy described his off-camera personality, calling him quiet, reserved, almost shy, yet completely transformed once the cameras started rolling, a shift that, according to her, showed pure dedication rather than ego or a desire to stand out, because for Kim Seon-ho, acting was never about showing off but about emotional truth, and she later revealed that many of the most painful and emotional moments between Dalmi and Ji Pyong worked so well precisely because he knew how to hold emotion back instead of exaggerating it, leaving space for the audience to feel the heartbreak themselves, which made acting opposite him feel honest and emotionally safe. And even after Startup ended and fans pushed hard for sequels, spin-offs, or even a real-life romance, Suzy remained careful and respectful, never fueling rumors yet never downplaying his importance in her career, consistently describing him as one of her most memorable co-stars. And for many fans, the fact that she never criticized him, not even indirectly, even after controversies later surfaced, spoke louder than words, because in Korean culture, silence often communicates respect more clearly than public statements. If Suzy introduced the world to Kim Seon-ho's quiet sensitivity, it was through Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha alongside Shinmin that many people began to understand his professionalism on a deeper level, because working with a veteran actress known for her high standards is never easy, yet Shinmin openly expressed complete trust in him from the earliest interviews, explaining that he didn't just memorize lines but questioned the emotional reason behind every reaction, pause, and glance, which elevated every scene and made their chemistry feel natural rather than rehearsed. And she emphasized that in romantic or emotionally delicate moments, Kim Seon-ho always prioritized his partner's comfort, asking whether a gesture felt right, whether the distance made sense, and whether the emotion felt true, a level of consideration she described as rare in the industry. And off-camera, she saw no difference between the famous actor and the private man, describing him as polite, discreet, and consistent, something she believed revealed real character. And when fans speculated about their chemistry being too real to be acting, Shinmin responded calmly, saying that when actors feel safe and secure with one another, emotion flows naturally. And perhaps what fans noticed most was that even after controversy later surrounded his name, she never deleted photos, erased memories, or publicly distanced herself, a detail Korean audiences found deeply meaningful, because neutrality paired with dignity often signals silent support rather than rejection. Behind the spotlight, Kang Han-na's experience revealed another layer of Kim Seon-ho that audiences rarely see, because unlike lead actresses sharing romantic storylines, she spent long hours with him in ordinary behind-the-scenes moments during Startup, and she later explained that he carried a strong sense of emotional responsibility on set, not just for himself, but for everyone around him, quietly approaching colleagues who seemed tired or overwhelmed, listening without drawing attention, and offering support without seeking praise, describing him as deeply empathetic and emotionally aware, a sensitivity she believed came from his theater background, and explained why his performances always felt so human. And even as his popularity skyrocketed, she noticed no change in his behavior, no ego, no distance, only the same discipline of arriving early, studying scenes, and treating everyone equally. And she also revealed that he was often too hard on himself, replaying scenes in his mind even after being praised, not from insecurity, but from a relentless desire to be emotionally honest. And when asked about the controversies later attached to his name, Kang Han-na was careful but firm, stating clearly that her personal experience with him was always respectful, professional, and trustworthy, making her testimony powerful precisely because it wasn't romanticized or promotional, but grounded in everyday observation. Finally, the case of Yuna adds another quiet but meaningful chapter, a collaboration that generated excitement due to both actors' reputations, and reports from that time suggested Yuna viewed Kim Seon-ho positively as an actor known for emotional restraint and expressive silence, qualities she often praised in colleagues. And when the scandal broke and the project was affected, what stood out was her response, or rather, her lack of dramatic response, because she made no statements, showed no visible discomfort, and didn't attempt to erase the association. And in an industry where distancing is usually immediate and obvious, her calm neutrality carried weight, especially given her reputation for being strategic and careful with her image. And in later interviews, when she spoke about valuing emotionally mature and consistent professionals, many fans felt those words quietly echoed the same traits repeatedly associated with Kim Seon-ho, and when viewed together, admiration before the crisis, respectful silence during it, and no attempt to rewrite history afterward paint a picture far more complex than rumors alone, suggesting that beyond headlines and cancellations, the people who truly worked with Kim Seon-ho continue to speak through trust, consistency, and silence. And if you found this perspective eye-opening, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below what you really think about Kim Seon-ho's journey, because your opinion matters just as much as the story itself.